All right, welcome to the Comic Book Shop of Doom here on AwesomeStreaming.com. It is Christmas Day 2022, so it's December 25th, 2022. Everybody have a nice Christmas and a Happy New Year. And what I wanted to cover is this has been in the news for the last week or so. They got 3 publishers that are in financial difficulties here, and there's actually more. So you got Aftershock Comics filed bankruptcy a couple of days ago. Uh, then you got Heavy Metal Magazine, which is in some, they're reorganizing or something. You know, they got some financial stuff going on. Then there's this trade paperback graphic novel imprint called Dead Reckoning, which I've never heard of. So these are the 3 that surfaced this week. This is on comicsbeat.com. Heidi McDowell, The Beat. And so add these to IDW that continuously is losing money, and Valiant, which cut back to only 1 book per month. And they got like no staff. They cut everybody out. So that's 5 companies that are really, really on the skids. And IDW is losing all of their licenses. G.I. Joe and the Transformers is gone. They lost Star Wars. They lost the young Marvel rights for the young adult stuff. And then there's also rumors that Marvel and DC are behind in paying everybody. So all of their freelancers, the check's in the mail. Who knows when the check will get there? But I'm wondering if more of these companies go to bankruptcy. Now you see, Aftershock is in Chapter 11, so it's they're trying to reorganize it and pay off their debt. Now, if they don't do that, then they would convert it to where they just sell off the company, and whatever they get, you know, they sell the assets and then they pay the creditors, and then of course somebody's going to get screwed. There's going to be people that don't get any money. So I wonder if somebody is going to scoop up these companies in bankruptcy court, buy the assets cheap. So you get Aftershock, Heavy Metal, this Dead Reckoning, Valiant, IDW, and any other ones that go under. And a lot of people are wondering why now? What's going on? Is it because of the economy? Is it because of the pandemic? Is it just because these guys' comics are too high? Were these guys printing books that nobody wanted? You know, and they're putting out books. You never see ads for none of this stuff. I couldn't tell you what Aftershock puts out. My friend actually picked up a copy of a book for me because I help him when he goes out of town. I take care of his house. I get his mail. I check out the house. And then if something's wrong, I give him a text message or a call and say, hey, you know, this is wrong or needs to be fixed, blah, 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 blah. So he picks me up a bunch of comics. He lives in Illinois and Kentucky. So when he goes to Kentucky, he picks me up a bunch of comics because I never charge him for this stuff. So he picked me up an Aftershock comic. And I looked at it the other day. It was part of like a 20 comic book, you know, issues that he picked up at some resale shop. And I says, oh, this is the publisher that isn't paying their help. And this was before they filed bankruptcy. I'm like, yeah, these guys are going to be going under soon. But, I mean, it's not a good thing. You see this stuff. But like I said here, this Dead Reckoning, I've never heard of this company. I've never seen any of their books. I couldn't name anything. What's their symbol? Is that their symbol? That thing right there? Heavy Metal. To me, that was always for like teenagers. I have a couple, but it's, you know, it's way out there. It's sci-fi, European style artwork, and it's cool looking. But you know, it's not like superheroes or nothing, you know. So I mean, it's got its own little niche. Aftershock was kind of a little bit of everything. And then the other question is, Action Lab is another one that's not paying their creators and stuff. And so if they go to bankruptcy, what happens to all these creator-owned books? Do the creators get screwed? Um, could they lose their rights in bankruptcy court? Like if somebody did scoop up the assets, it just becomes null and void. I mean, it depends on their contracts, but that would be interesting too to see if somebody gets screwed on if they signed away their rights to these books or their stuff to get printed, and then they get screwed over. But I was wondering if there might be a guy like a John Taddeo who about 15 years ago, he was trying to buy Valiant and CrossGen. And I actually got a hold of him on AOL Messenger back in the day. And we were trading emails, instant messages. And I said, what would be cool is if you merged Valiant with CrossGen to strengthen both companies. And he said that was the plan. That if he got those rights to those books, that's what he was going to do. And here's a perfect example of 5-6 companies that could be going under soon. That if you have an entrepreneur that wants to scoop these up and make something of the dead carcasses, here you go. But very interesting, and the timing and everything. And I've heard theories that with the PPP loans that the government was handing out in 2020, that's what floated these companies for the last 2 years. But now the money's run out. And then the other thing that's a question mark is with all the new distributors. Okay, Penguin, Random House is putting out Marvel stuff. Diamond has let a lot of companies loose. They slipped out of there because they quit paying them. And then there's Lunar Distribution. What if the distributors are holding the money back and not giving these publishers their money right away? That could be another thing where there's some issues with paying people because they're owed money from their distributors. So that'd be interesting to find out what's causing all this. I mean, is it a combination? To me, that's what I think it is. It's a combination of problems. It just isn't one issue. It's like 4 or 5 things. It's the economy. It's you're putting out books that nobody's reading. Your distribution. Maybe that these guys are borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. Like as soon as the money comes in from this company, they put it towards whatever they need to get paid right away. So there's a lot of things that could be the reason why these companies are failing. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to, if you have any comments, throw them in the comments section, good or bad. I don't like to see this stuff go on because the more comic companies that go under, it's, there's less of a chance for guys to get published or stuff to get put out. Because even though some of these guys go under, they do put out, they could put out 1 or 2 good items out of hundreds of junk. And Heavy Metal's got tons of I looked them up, they got tons of TV stuff in the works and, another animated series and stuff like that. So that might be costly to buy them. I mean, you could probably get the publishing rights to some of their stuff, but to buy the whole company, it might cost a good penny. Everybody have a good day.